You wanna close that door?
Nah, leave it open. There's always room for more.
Can you pass me that sage so we can cleanse this space, please?
I can.
Hey, peace, and welcome back to the Divinity Podcast. I am your host, Divinity, the Pod MC, and this is Season 3, Episode 7, entitled, Let It Go. Okay? Now, before I get into the episode, I just want to say, I'm so happy to have you back. It's been a very, very difficult year for some of us, and then again, it's been one of the best years of our life for some of us. We're dealing with a pandemic of COVID-19, still rampant, still growing amongst the masses. We're dealing with racial climate in the country that we live in, America. And, a lot of that can take a toll on you, and some of us can't afford the therapy to see a therapist or a psychologist, right? But it's also important to take care of yourself. This is the 7th episode, and I do believe that for those of you who believe in God, he rested or she rested on the 7th day as well, right? So give your body some rest. Now, before we go into the current episode, let me take a trip down memory lane. Season 1, Episode 7, entitled Purgatory, was the episode we said, well, what if your life projected right in front of you, right? You're stuck in that place, and whatever plays out on that projector determines whether you go to heaven or hell, whatever you believe in, right? So you're watching your whole life on the projector, and you're seeing everything that you've done from the time you were born up until the very moment that got you into purgatory. But the catch is, you're sitting there and you're watching these things, and you're asking and you're talking to yourself, and I imagine you're sitting there saying, well, dang, I could have went about that a different way. I didn't have to talk to them that way. You lost some people along the way. You lost yourself along the way. But now something comes along and this projector stops, right? And now you have to decide what your life will be like from that moment on. What do you do? So fast forward into Season 2, Episode 7, entitled Kakashi Hatake. Shout out to my anime heads. Now, that episode was about a character from one of my favorite animes, Naruto, my first anime to be exact. And I love that anime. Still one of my favorites after watching a whole 11 of them. But Kakashi Hatake was one of my favorite characters. He was the leader of Team 7, Episode 7, Team 7. Stop playing. So, he was the leader of Team 7, right? I won't get into too much detail just in case you want to watch it. But the moral of that episode was the sins of the father should not reflect you. Kakashi Hatake was shunned by the village because his father committed an ultimate sin. So now he felt like he had something to prove. He wanted to create his own destiny. And fast forward to this day, 2020. Season 3, Episode 7, entitled Let It Go. I want to get into a few things. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do want to get into some things because it has been a shift for me, right? A shift. Because for me, I'm no longer in the business of sugarcoating things. I just say what I need to say. I speak to you about it. What you do with it is up to you. My job is to feed you. I don't take that lightly. I appreciate every single episode from 2018, August 5th, 2018. I started this journey called Divinity Podcast because I had to let my fears go. I let it go. Oh, well, I had a radio show. What if people don't like me anymore? Who cares? They liked you. They still be around. Right? I don't care about that anymore. That I had to let that go. Had to let that fear go of what people would think of me. Had to let that fear go of what my life could be. Instead of just thinking about it, I did it. I had to let that fear go of, what if I don't do a good job? You did it anyway. I let it go. Right? So this season, we said in the beginning that we're no longer talking about these things, right? We're no longer talking. We walking it how we talk it because we putting that action. We putting it into action. So season 3, episode 7, entitled Let It Go. Let me enlighten you very briefly. How you feel about a certain matter is just that, how you feel, right? You can try to convince other people. You can try to talk to them. You can try to sell it to them. But if they're not convinced, nobody's going to buy it. They're going to let it go. It will pass them by. So sometimes you have to let go of the fact that you have to try to convince others that your dream matters. You have to try to let it go, the fear of, them not taking on their part of the story, their part of the thing, because sometimes they're not meant to go with you. They're not meant to go on this journey with you. Be it you want to be an architect, be it you want to be a singer, be it rapper, poet, be it doctor, lawyer, whatever it is. Only you can believe in that dream. Once your dream is into action, enlighten yourself on that thing. Be proactive about it. Be diligent, right? Another thing about letting it go, right? I want to talk to y'all for real. Let's get nitty gritty. A lot of the notions with doing business with black people or supporting black business is the type of service that you're getting, customer service. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and say every time I've done business with a black person, it's been 100%. Absolutely not. But I would try to talk to you so you can get it and fix it, so we can let it go. Whatever stops me from wanting to do business with you, I'm not going to be quiet about it. I'm going to tell you about yourself and what you do with it. What you do with it, that's on you. I try not to give up on black business, because if I could sit there and order food from a Chinese restaurant that has bulletproof glasses with no tables, where are we supposed to eat the food at? If I can go into a store and allow white people to follow me because of the color of my skin, they think I'm going to steal something, like I need to steal something. I wouldn't even want to steal from this damn store anyway, but that's another point. If I could keep going back to those same places, why can't I go back and let it go and go back and support my brother or my sister? Because, see, we got to get out of these negative notions about who we are. We got to let it go. We got to let that go. Let it go. The notion that anytime you do business with black people, it's always going to be a problem. Or somehow, if it's a different ethnicity or a different nationality, it's going to be better somehow. How about we stick it out and we get it right? Now, I'm not saying you have to tolerate disrespect. Oh, no. I'm not saying that. Don't tolerate disrespect. See, me personally, I don't like being ignored. So that pisses me off, because you can honestly, let me slow it down. I don't like being ignored. So if I'm doing business with you, right? If I'm doing business and I want to support you, I'm trying to make it so we can get this thing right here, because I need to know I'm doing these things. So I want to help you. I need to know, what do I need to do to help you help me? I don't like that. That's one of the things that I would try to fix between us as a people too. Having patience with each other, letting go of the pride, let it go. Having patience, loving patience, not the patience that has the ulterior motive to gain something maliciously, because that's a whole nother show I can do. But patience, coachability. Have the tolerance, because if I'm trying to learn something, or if I'm trying to get something, it's for a reason. There's no intentions behind it. It's all genuine. So talk to each other. Now I get it. It always can't work out 100%, but that's all right. You gave it your best, right? Another thing I want to speak on is you need to, like we said in the last episode, you need to watch your six at all times. And that's going to spill into this episode. Like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. We already about 8 or 9 minutes in, but stick with it. I promise you're going to learn something. Because I have, right? Now, I want you to take a look at what's around you, who's around you. Look at your situation, right? It's like a math problem. You have people that come into your life to add to it. They bring their presence. They're fruitful. It helps you become fruitful. And then you have some people that come around and they subtract from it. You find yourself coming out of your pocket, taking out of coming out of your food, coming out of your household for somebody that's never replacing it. Oh yeah, they talk a good game. Oh, I'm gonna do this for you. They make good promises. But what is happening right now? What's happening right now? And let's be real here. Let's be real. Let's look at the situation. How have your patterns changed? Okay? And this is another thing that, we as women need to wake up to. Those promises that men make us, like, oh, when I get on, you gonna be on. I love you. And those pretty little lies. Ooh, I know, I've been there. I know what it's like. Fellas, you too, y'all not exempt. Got that little shorty or your baddie on your arm and, you trying to figure out what's the angle. Or you so beat in the head you can't even see that this person is taking advantage of you. What have they brought to the table? You're going to learn something dealing with people regardless. That's beside the point. You're going to learn something dealing with people regardless, but I would hate for you to have to learn the hard way. Take heed to what I'm saying to you. Learn you something. Pay attention. Your funds is getting awfully low. You can't even afford to do the things that you used to do. You can't even afford to do the things that you need to do to keep your household running because you're giving out this way. You're giving out that one. You're giving out to this one. When those people are supposed to be there to help you. Now, I'm not saying you can't help others. That's not what I'm saying. Oh, no. But you have to look at the situation for all that it's worth, all that it is. Bird's eye view, third eye view. What are they bringing to your table? Or are they just simply taking away from it? What are you thinking? Because it's time for them to catch up to you now. And this is no way, shape, or form looking down on other people because I never do that. Oh, no. Some people might make me mad and I'll be like, man, you ain't even in my bracket to get where I am. And you can't even get that out of me. But who am I to say something like that when they can all be taken away? Blink of an eye. And here I am. And yet and still here I am. Still learning. Because it's always forward. It's always forward. Know that. That's not just something that I say for likes and cuteness. No. Because it really is forward always. So if the math is not adding up, if something is not adding up, then you need to start subtracting and letting it go. Let it go. Ain't no need in keep telling somebody what you need. They know exactly what you need. They heard you the first time, the second time. There's no point in that. Let it go, because once you let it go, it's making room for new things. It's making room, for better things, bigger things. Ordained. It's ordained that these things happen. And like I said in the last episode as well, you keep playing around. God, universe, Allah. Oh yeah, it'll move it for you. Oh yes, it will move it for you. Now, before I get out of here, I know that was quite abrupt, but like I said, I didn't want to take up too much of y'all time. When I tell you these things, I'm telling you these things because I love you. I love you. And I've been there and I've done that. But sometimes experience has to be the teacher. You can tell somebody 1,000,000 times, don't touch the fire, but they won't learn until they actually touch the fire and experience it themselves. So it's best to just let it go. 7th day is time for rest. That's why I chose Sunday to release the episodes, believe it or not. Sundays in my household when I was growing up was our rest days. We would go to church, have family dinner, and we would just chill and rest. So your body needs rest so you can think clearly. You can see clearly. Fast, pray. Leave the alcohol alone. Leave the drugs alone. Give yourself 3 days. Sobriety. so you can think clearly, see clearly, move clearly, weigh your pros and cons. Look at who's around you. What are they bringing to the table? Because words are so pretty. Words are so pretty, especially when you think you're in love. You see potential, but like I said, potential doesn't mean they fit you. Potential doesn't mean you fit them. Be it friend, family member, loved one, partner, husband, wife, sister, brother, whatever. Parents see potential in us too, but we had to go our own way, right? Now, my job for these 3 seasons has been to feed you. But before I end it, I forgot to say, I'll see you next year, man. 2020, 21, 2020, 21, 2020, 21, 21. Now, my job is to feed you. How you digest it, well, that's quite personal. But as for me, and as for mine, it's always forward, baby. Forward always. I love you. I'll talk to you next year, 2021. Eyes wide open now. 2020 gave us clear vision. Better believe I'm on a mission to try to enlighten everybody that's around me. Yeah, I get it. I'm supposed to do this thing here. So when you see me, know this. I love you, and my job is always to feed you. Peace.